Okay, I was thinking about talking about this. I'm only gonna touch on it just a little bit. Because with all the political, religious stuff out there, that's not my channel. That's not what I do. I only talk about games. But it seems to me that with this crazy climate so far, gaming devs are reluctant to come out with games, and nowadays it's very sensitive what you put out now. So they really got to be careful. In general, people just got to be careful of what they say and what they do, because but then so anyway, canceled Civil War Assassin's Creed game was a powder keg waiting to explode. Now, I am an Assassin's Creed game fan. I love Assassin's Creed. I know that I had a love and hate relationship with Assassin's Creed before Assassin's Creed Shadows. I did play Assassin's Creed Shadows earlier this year. I actually really love that game. That was probably one of the biggest surprises for me on how well that game actually did. I love the story. I love Naoe. I love Yasuke. But even with that game should have been out like last year. But with it was a lot of controversy behind certain characters and certain cultures and representation of things. So Ubisoft really had to tread lightly with certain things and how they wanted to do stuff with that game. It's set in Japan. You got a black character. That's an actual real character. So you really got to kind of, I don't know. It was a lot of controversy behind that. Now, we've had real characters in previous Assassin's Creed games from history. So I don't get why that was such a big thing. And nowadays it's like people's views are starting to come on to what people want to see in the game. We already getting I'm trying to find the word. People are already saying what they feel about female characters. But then again, we've had female characters ever since. And now it's all of it's just a problem. So I don't get it. So we're gonna read a little bit of this and go into it. So Ubisoft was reportedly working on a game set after the Civil War era, but canceled it due to politics and protagonist backlash. That sounds familiar. Alright, so Ubisoft's Assassin's Creed series is staged around noteworthy historical time periods, which typically means the series looks beyond American shores. We've had Assassin's Creed games literally all around the world. What's so different about this? Let's read more. The United States is less than 300 years old, and that doesn't give us a ton of material to work with. Reportedly though, Ubisoft wanted to tap into that well once more. So we've had an Assassin's Creed game in the US, but we're talking about early US. We're talking about like American Revolution with the French, with the red coats, with the Indians. All that took place around Assassin's Creed 3. I think that was the one. Now, y'all let me know, correct me if I'm wrong, did that game have any type of controversy with the character or any type of political controversy going on at that time? Recent reporting suggests that the French publisher was working on a game that would touch on the Civil War and the Reconstruction era from the 1860s and the 1870s, only to cancel the endeavor due to politics. For some, it's a disappointing, if not spineless move on Ubisoft's part. I don't entirely blame the company though. Interesting. As fans know, a handful of existing Assassin's Creed games are set in America and tackle fraught historical time periods. Assassin's Creed 3 takes okay, I was right. Assassin's Creed 3 takes place during the American Revolution and spin-off Liberation unfolded in New Orleans around the end of the French and Indian War. GameFile Stefan Totillo reports that the now canceled Assassin's Creed game would have starred a formerly enslaved black man as an attempt to start a new life. Somehow he'd get roped into joining the Assassins and take on the KKK. The devs working on it were enthusiastic about it and hoped that the game could show how racial tensions are used to control populations. But according to multiple sources who spoke to GameFile, Ubisoft was uncomfortable with the backlash surrounding Assassin's Creed Shadows' Black Samurai protagonist and concerned that the current political climate in America was too fraught. Currently, the US government seems intent on waging war on individual states based on the political allegiance of its respective local leaders, which also makes the topic of secession relevant right now. As ICE spreads its influence through force, racial tensions are at the forefront of public consciousness. Arguably, there's no better time for a game to explore a post-Civil War era. Despite Ubisoft's continual assertion that it does not make political games, Assassin's Creed has already tackled sensitive periods. Liberation, for example, has a black woman protagonist who explores racial tensions through missions like the ones, where was I? Through missions like the ones where players help slaves reach freedom. Storytelling attempts in Liberation weren't always sophisticated, but to Ubisoft's credit, most AAA publishers wouldn't touch similar topics with a 10-foot pole. Interesting. So like I said, we've had games like this before. Even with Assassin's Creed 4, when we were the pirates, like we were at the Caribbean islands, they had slaves working on those plantations. And we had missions to free them. The DLC, I forgot dude's name. We've had black characters before, even with Mafia 3. That game was set in the 60s, and they were saying the N-word left and right. And we had to go against the KKK on well, we didn't have to, but they was around. Red Dead Redemption 2, there was KKK there. That game was set in like the late 80s to early 90s. So it's a lot of stuff going on in this world right now. Like I said, I don't really talk about the political side of things, I don't talk about politics. I don't talk about religion. I only talk about games on this channel. And I know the world is crazy right now. Whether I don't care what position that you take, we don't talk about none of that here. So I'm just saying, we've had games like this before that tackles situations and topics like this. So it's like, in my opinion, y'all can just put it out there. Like we've gotten games like this. It's not like this is new. This ain't new. So that would be tough to be a formerly enslaved black man as attempts to start a new life and to get into the Assassin's Creed. That's hard, especially in that time period, because the Creed is all around, like in the article, Assassin's Creed has been taking place all around the world. Egypt, European countries, Asian countries. Now we just had one in Japan recently. They've already had one in the US. They could possibly do one in South America. Have we got one in South America? I don't know. Somebody let me know. All I'm saying is this has already been done. Ubisoft just needs to continue working on this and kind of bite the bullet, because this game, it will sell. This game will sell. But the way that story was, like, that's tough. And back then, we know who was on the wrong side of history. Let's keep it real. So I'm all for it, but they canceled it. Now, there's many different time periods that they can go from other than this one. There's many different places that they can take this game. Like I said, South America, like we can have a Hispanic protagonist, or Mexican descent, or of Cuban descent, or from Brazil. Like Brazil would be dope. Brazil would be super dope. But yeah, I get it, but then again, it's like y'all have done this before. So I think what happened in reading the article again, with all the backlash and all the controversy behind Assassin's Creed Shadows, I think they was like, oh man, we don't want to go through that again. We just want to make a game. We don't want to dive into the political side of things like that. But on the other hand, y'all have done that before. So with history, y'all take different points of history. Y'all take historical figures and put them in y'all games. So it's like, y'all might as well just drop this. It's not gonna make any difference. So, but if they did drop something like this, I'm all for it, because you already know I'm gonna be playing it. I loved Assassin's Creed Shadows. I like how well they did that game. And if this was set in this Civil War era time period, then that would be dope too. But they can always go somewhere else with it. I get it, but I don't get it at the same time. I'm on the fence with this. But if they want to be on the safe side, cool. I know who's not on the safe side though. Rockstar. Rockstar will push boundaries. They will cross lines. They will potentially have lawsuits, but that game is so well known, so of Grand Theft Auto I'm talking, or of anything of what they've had, they will push boundaries. So they ain't afraid to bite that bullet. Ubisoft, on the other hand, it's like, we ain't got the money like that, so we can't go through what we went through with Shadows with our next game. So you also got to look at it as a business side too. But with everything that's going on now, with this whole buyout, with everything with the political stuff, like, if they even see something like political, they will, if they even sense that, they was like, yeah, this is not good. What can we do to terminate this? So I get it. But yeah, let me know what y'all think. Would y'all love, or would y'all like a Civil War Assassin's Creed era game? Would y'all like this time period, or would y'all want something else? Like, would y'all rather have it set in a different location? Would y'all rather have it set in like Russia, or I'm trying to think of any other like South American countries for sure. Yeah, it's a whole lot of stuff. Like they did one in Egypt, they did one in the Middle East. So like, it's stuff all around the world. But let me know what y'all think.